If I could take you up in boom 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 boom, tell me I'm the only.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing a requested video that I really wanted to do in the new year, and so I decided today I would film it. I say today, it's actually this evening. I'd already took my makeup off because I wasn't planning on filming, so I've made the effort to put a little bit of mascara on, but apart from that, I look very natural, so sorry if I look a little bit crappy, or crappier than usual. Today I'm doing an updated anxiety video. A lot of people really wanted me to do this, as if you are new around here and you don't already know, I suffer anxiety, panic attacks, you know, derealization, depression, stuff like that, mental health problems, and that is because my dad passed away in May from cancer, so that set off a lot of triggers in my mind. So I decided today that I would do an updated version, as I did one a while back. It was like beginning of last year, so I thought it was about time I did a new one. So yeah, without further ado and without more rambling, let's get on with the video. So first of all, I want to do an update on how I am doing personally. So on a more personal level, currently what my situation is basically. And this is on anxiety, although later in the video I will be doing an update on derealization and depression and stuff like that. So an update on my anxiety. Currently I've been really struggling with sleep, which I don't think is too much to do with the anxiety, although I do think that that is what's triggering it. So it's kind of the point, I don't really feel anxious, and that's not why I can't sleep. It's just, I think that's the kind of why I can't, if that makes sense. Basically, I think that's behind why I can't sleep. I think that's behind why I'm struggling to. And I'm kind of having this thing where I just think, can I sleep? Why can't I sleep? Why can't I sleep now? Why can't I sleep? Like, and then I kind of question myself when I'm close to sleeping, like, am I going to sleep now? Am I going to? Am I sure I'm going to? Am I going to? And it's really annoying because you question yourself and that wakes you up again. There is a name for this, as my friend Ella also has it, so I'll put the name on the screen here. I don't really know it off by heart, so I will just put it there, and you can look into it more online if you would like to see more about it, or if you suspect you might have the same. Something I have found really helped with this, which I know won't be for everyone, but for me it really did work, and I know it helps my friend as well in Australia, and it helps some other people too, so definitely give this a try maybe if you are struggling to sleep, or if you just want a good night's sleep and something relaxing to kind of listen to before you sleep. And that is ASMR. Yeah, again, I'll put the definition here, but you can look up online more into it if you want to find out more about what it is, basically. Two of the people that I would really recommend for ASMR is Dodie's ASMR, although they're shorter, so if you want something a bit longer, I really recommend ASMR Darling, which is a full-on channel, and she is incredible for it. My favourite like videos, or like probably about 3 videos that are like my top favourites, that my go-tos, like I watch them like every night now, is her Lush routine, which was actually with Lush, but if you look up ASMR Darling Lush routine, it's a nighttime routine. It's also doing lavender, and you can hear like the fizzing of the bath bomb and like the water. It's incredible. Another one is ASMR Darling doing her own makeup, which is just like a makeup routine, but it's like very natural, and it's, you know, very quiet, and it's very relaxing. And also one that I fell asleep to last night, which was ASMR Darling doing your makeup. So she kind of pretends to do your makeup, and you can hear like the brush strokes and stuff in it. I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain, but you definitely have to check it out. I find it really helps, and if you're one of these people that really likes having your makeup done, I think you would really enjoy the makeup ones. Like, they are so good. Update on kind of going out, because I actually really struggle with kind of going outside and going to town and stuff, or like going out to eat especially. I'm doing pretty good with it. I do really struggle with going out, and I always have like way too many thoughts in my head, like overthinking and stuff when I do go out, although I've been doing pretty good right now. I went busking yesterday, which I found really helped because it got me out in public, but I was so distracted on the ukulele that I didn't think of it. I'm also so sad though, because I went out yesterday into my like town playing my ukulele, and kind of didn't realise that Zoella and Alfie were 5 minutes from where I was, or across the road from where I was at the same time, and I didn't know that they were in my town. I'm really sad about it, but hopefully they'll come back soon. Another thing I've started doing more recently, which I am extremely happy that I am managing to do, is eating around Nan's. I really struggle with eating with my anxiety. I find it really, really hard, because a massive symptom with my anxiety and panic attacks is feeling kind of, you know, sick and queasy and just not really hungry. Although you have to eat, that is, you know, something you have to do to live. So although you shouldn't be forcing food down you, you should definitely be eating enough. That is definitely something you need to do. And although it might sound really crazy and scary, actually getting into doing it isn't as hard as you will think, and it's actually very, very good once you have. I don't struggle with actually eating patterns, I just struggle with eating alone, although I'm getting better. Another thing I found I've been really having a lot is vivid dreams. The kind of dreams that the next day really play on you. You wake up and you can still feel how you felt in the dream. And by vivid I mean the dreams are really triggering. Like for instance, last night I had a dream about a lot of people kind of throwing up and like my nan getting really ill and stuff, and it was kind of because they are my fears. So it was like emetophobia was like getting triggered, which means emetophobia is like fear of throwing up, so that was trying to trigger that basically, and that was anxiety. And then I've also had dreams about like death and about, you know, dad and stuff like that, and you know, just not very nice stuff, and they've been very vivid, so they felt very real. And when I wake up the next day I feel very depressed or very kind of anxious or, you know, a bit ill from having the dream. I've been having them a lot recently, although if you are someone who's having a lot of vivid dreams and they're playing on you the next day, don't worry, because it probably isn't anxiety unless you're sure that you've got it. It could be, potentially, but don't assume from that you are having anxiety, because I used to get vivid dreams before I knew I had anxiety, so it's just a thing that happens, although they've been pretty bad recently, and I do think that is something to do with the anxiety, which is not great. Next I'm going to do some tips. So, my top tips, and I feel like I've got a lot better at kind of, you know, developing tips that really, really, really work for me, that really have helped. So, the first thing is to try and remember you're in control. I know this sounds so stupid to say to someone, you know, just remember you're in control, because it's obvious, it's one of the things you think of. Some of the things that you need to kind of remember are stuff that you wouldn't usually think about. So, for instance, you're in control. Your head, if you have anxiety or depression or anything, is basically fighting a war every single day. And just to remember that you're in control of your mind, and although it does like to kind of go off on one and do its own thing, you are still in control of it, I find really, really help. A lot of people say to remember to breathe. That is something you do need to remember to do. You know, you over breathe when you're anxious or panicky or anything like that. You kind of go and the kind of breathe in and out technique doesn't really work for me, because it's like you know, like a little bit like too much. But just remember, you can't be ill or die over breathing too much. Breathing too much, you know, you can't breathe too much. It's just your breathing speeds up. So doing that, that's not going to kill you. That's not going to do anything. It might make you feel a little bit lightheaded, but it definitely won't kill you, because breathing you need to do to live, so it's not going to kill you by doing that. I know sometimes in the moment of panic attacks you think, I'm going to die, what's happening? But you're not, because over breathing is not going to kill you. It might make you feel a bit lightheaded because your heart is breathing and beating so fast. But over breathing, it's not going to kill you, because breathing can't kill you, basically. Just remember to breathe, but not obsess over it, because sometimes obsessing over am I breathing okay, doesn't help. You need to just have it in your mind, yeah, I need to breathe, but don't obsess over it, don't worry about it too much, because if you're over breathing, that's not going to kill you, but maybe slowing down the breathing would help to relieve the anxiety. So yeah, that's another good tip. I find if you are struggling to sleep like me, not only ASMR, but also basically roll-ons, lavender roll-ons. I've got a sleep one called by Tisserand. What's it called? It's called Sweet Dreams by Tisserand, and you can get it in Boots, and they are quite pricey, although they do work very well. So I would look up the product and find the price, and if it's something that you can afford and it's not too much, and I'm definitely no person who is rich, so the fact I can afford it doesn't mean that, you know, it's not stupidly priced, although it is more pricey than you would want a roll-on to be, really. I find that they really, really help just to have roll-ons. I've got one for de-stress and stuff, but the sleep one really does help to have that on my wrists or on a hanky. That really helps to calm me down. Or I also just find having little lavender bean bags and stuff really helps as well. Bread sticks are incredible for when you're anxious. I'd definitely try them out. Water crackers as well, just kind of plain stuff that you can try when you're anxious or feeling a bit sick with it, so they really help as well, just to soak up the acid and, you know, keep you going and keep you energized, but not overflow you. So next I'm going to do a little update on depression. Currently I only really have one tip for that, and that is to make sure you meet up with friends a lot. Make sure to have sleepovers with friends and loads and loads of fun. And when I say sleepovers, I know that it's really hard to sleep over at other people's. I haven't done it for ages, but I mean having people to sleep. I find having Daisy round for a weekend really helps. And you know, kind of FaceTiming friends and stuff and just spilling it off your chest and then kind of getting it out and just laughing over it and having fun with it. And that really helps my depression a lot. So I would say definitely make sure you meet up with friends and like family and socials a lot. That really helps, but especially friends you can trust. And then for derealization/depersonalization, which if you don't know what it is, give it a little search up. I'll put the words on the screen, depersonalization and derealization, because they're quite hard to spell probably for some people. So give it a little look up if you haven't already. Derealization makes you very forgetful, so maybe to have a bullet point journal that you can write down things in. And also I find like kind of vlogging, even if you make a channel and just like put some videos up on it and private them, keep them private, you could do that also just to be able to watch them back yourself. And I find watching back old vlogs really helps derealization, so yeah, give that a go too. Then I asked on Instagram for some people to give any questions about like anxiety or depression or anything that they would like. But I said I'm not going to read out names, one, so people don't use it as an opportunity for a shout out, because that's not what I want to use this for, and also in case anyone has personal stuff that they'd rather not be read out. So I'm not going to be reading names, although I'm going to just be reading what people have said. So the first question is, how can you tell if you've got anxiety? She gave me a bit of an explanation, but she asked me not to mention it in the video. So basically, I would say definitely look into some videos online explaining anxiety. I used to watch videos, I think it was like how it feels to have a panic attack and stuff, which really helped me to decide like, is that what I'm having? Just watch some kind of videos explaining how they feel and think, is that what I feel like? Or if you're brave enough, which I would really recommend, is to go into the doctors or to a GP and speak to them, or have a telephone appointment with a doctor, because I know it's very hard to speak to doctors. Maybe have a telephone appointment with them and just have a little chat and kind of say, this is how I'm feeling and I'm wondering if it might be anxiety, and I'm sure they can kind of give you some advice on it. Then I've got one, how to help your friend when they are panicky, which is a really good question because it's quite hard to like understand it when you don't have it but your friend does. I would just say, make sure not to overcrowd them. Give them space, give them the space they need. Just have them know that you're there, kind of, you know, just give them a little bit of space, because having anxiety sometimes, especially for me, I find that having some alone time really helps. Although I wouldn't say to leave them unless they say, I really want to leave the room or I really want some alone time. Just like, you know, kind of let them know you're there, just stay with them and go through your phone or something and just kind of take your mind to something different. But like, let them know that you're there and give them the space, and just say to them like, if they need to talk, you're there to talk. Okay, I think that is pretty much it. There wasn't many questions or anything on there, but I just said if anyone wanted to let me know anything personal that they wanted me to kind of speak about, then let me know. Anyway guys, that's it for today's video. I really hope that you enjoyed and that it maybe helped some of you. If this video helps one person, that is my job accomplished. Also, that was a little update on how I've been feeling, as I know a lot of people have been like, how have you been? Let us know. And also I really wanted to do an updated anxiety video, so that really, that's really good. It feels really good to be able to do it finally. Anyway guys, that is it, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!